So I did take a picture, but it'll be easier to explain it. Doing downlights, the customer supplied column with 8 screws, which is wicked, and they want 8. And so I set my first 2 up, just in from the side. I hit a joist. So to make it match up, I made this end one and this end one, that one there, the same distance away from the wall. And then that gap between those 2 spots, which was, I think it was 250, divide it by the amount of gaps you want, not by how many spots you want. So don't divide that by 2, divide that 250 by 3 gaps, because I want 2 more spots. That gave me a 1080 gap between them all. And that actually works out perfectly. I'll admit, sometimes you do it and it looks weird, the measurement, and it's better to eye it in. But on this occasion, it's actually really nice. So I've marked them all out. So I'm gonna go around, date it up, and then somehow figure out to get rod and get the cables in. But yeah. Right, first hole I drilled, no joists, fucking whatever that fucking is. Luckily, these column woods are super shallow, so it does. I've just popped that in, and it doesn't foul it. It doesn't even touch it. So yeah, fucking hell, that was close. Now, some people have buckets. I really like this little plastic thing that sleeves in black bags, keeps it upright. But yeah, buckets work just as well, but means I can just pull that out and leave the black bag at the customer's house. Love it. No dishing out, if they haven't got a skip or anything, horsing the big fucking bucket, gorilla bucket, into the bin, plumes of dust and shit. I find this is a little bit easier. I can just, at the end of the job, pull it out, tie up the black bag, fucking go. Right, this isn't fucking sponsored, this isn't an advert, this is just decent tools that we all use, that I fucking love. Super rods, I love them. I've used Hellerman, they're pretty good. I've not used CK. I've used super rods since the beginning when I was an apprentice, and they're just fucking brilliant, fucking brilliant. So just appreciation, guys, appreciation that we all, most of us, know and love. Nothing gifted, nothing sponsored. I'm just saying, I fucking love super rods. I love super rods. Right. So I've got all my rods in between all the spots, and so there's the center light. I can get to these 2, no problem with that center light. I managed to rod through an existing cable hole through this. There's a joist back here, and get to this this void, and I've rodded across, ready. You see, and then here, this light, I can get to these 2 in this void. I put a rod across, and then these 2 were the only 2 I had to do something with. And I couldn't. This joist here is further away from that hole, so I couldn't quite. I didn't want to go that way because it's almost in the middle, so I couldn't quite get the drill in. So I did this one to this one. I could actually physically see the joist there. So I did. Initially, I did a 70mm hole, and then thinking, oh, I'll drill up through the joist, poof, up through there. But there's a joist right here as well. I managed to gingerly blind drill through that joist, and I was in this void, and I knew there was no way I was going to get a magnet down a little, hole there. So I then did a second hole, so I could do this, get this arrangement, get this rod in, because there's a joist just there. So when I came to quote, I thought, oh, because they're skimming it, I'll just do a slot down the middle. But it's actually been quite straightforward. There's quite a large void. This is like a newish build. It's only 20 years old. It's quite a big void above. But I love super rod. I love super rods and the socks. And I thought I'd use a tongue, to be honest. But it actually couldn't. It just kept coiling in the void. So I ended up using rods. So I've got all my rods in, as you can see. So I'm going to tape on my cables now and get all the cables between all the spots and get them all second fixed and done and fucking dusted. Right, first set of 4s in. That's what the center light is. I'm just going to multi-tool around here so I can letterbox that up. I'm just going to put a cable tie on. Cable tie, multi-tool, and then just push that up. There is a joist there, so I might get one of those clips, yeah, and slide it on there. Or I might just horse it up, I don't know. But main thing is cable tie, do those 4, that's all those 4 wired and done. So I'm going to do the same on this side, and then that'll be this section done. I've got a few more spots to do around the house. I've got to connect up a hob and oven, but yeah, getting there. Hopefully.
I had pins and needles sitting doing that second one.
Yeah.
It went pretty numb, so I was doing it. So I sat in the old position.
Well, that's good. That's good, 79. And then one more. Alright, all the tests done, hopefully. Should be good. Oh, lovely. All done. So that's the centre light, which I've done a 70mm hole and popped that back up. I think he's going to get it skimmed, but just in case, I've used one of the cutouts from the Collingwood, done that. Same there, and then left that one there. Yeah, job done. Put the plugs in, shut the toilet. That was close, but I definitely haven't touched it. You know, sometimes you catch it with the hole saw, but no, definitely not touch that. 4 spots going in here. Second one come down. Gonna send my mate up now. He's finally turned up. We can wire this one up, get this one done. Right, classic example. Classic example of classic example of the halogen spotlights doing their thing. That's pretty bad. That's quite a way through. That's on the main side as well. That's pretty bad actually. Well, change it out for a Collingwood H2 light anyway, but yeah, look at that. So Clive's having a hob, well he's already had a hob, a replacement hob and an existing oven. So I put a dual outlet plate under here. There's the existing twin and earth which came from the isolator. I'm going to pull it back. I haven't damaged it either. Nice and good there. That was nice and cutting the plasterboard. I was sinking a single there I think. And drift it into the back of the box and then bring them in through that side there, the hob in the oven, bring the cables in through there and drift it in. I think the plan to replace the kitchen as well, so I want to do it in such a manner that they can replace it without having to call me back to dismantle the outlet plate and put it back on the wall. They can just funny around with this. Yeah, right. Let's go find a box.
Figure out what he's put in place. And I was like, and I forgot that because I was turning it on, probing it, turning it off, seeing what it was. Forgot I hadn't turned it off, grabbed it, but I was at the time I was like leaning on the boiler and I had the arms resting up against the pipe.